Recently, we've been thinking about this issue. Considering that the surface area of the oceans on Earth is much larger than the land. In reality, the planet we live on shouldn't be called Earth. It should be called Ocean Planet. Hello, everyone. The ocean doesn't just give our planet a unique appearance. It is also crucial for life on Earth and the geophysical processes that happen here. The ocean plays a very important role. So, what would happen if such an important ocean disappeared? What exactly would occur? In this video, Happan will discuss this issue with you. If you're curious about the answer, join us and let's see what Earth would look like if the oceans disappeared. Is it really possible for the ocean to dry up? If an advanced alien species filmed Earth's appearance over millions of years and watched thousands of years of changes in just a few seconds in fast motion, they would see that the shapes of Earth's continents constantly change, like clouds in the sky. Even after the continents formed their current shapes, they continue to change. Just 10,000 years ago, the channel between Britain and Ireland was narrower than it is now. Britain and the European continent were connected by a large isthmus. And at that time, the Baltic Sea did not exist. Additionally, 5 million years ago, the Mediterranean Sea was just a few salt lakes. It was easy to walk from present-day Spain to North Africa by land. Changes like these between land and sea are often closely related to sea level fluctuations. For example, during the Ice Age, as glaciers expanded, the seawater receded and lasted for thousands of years, resulting in a drop of over 10 meters in sea level. Some scientists believe that during the most recent Ice Age, sea levels in northwestern Europe dropped by up to 120 meters. Under such a drop in sea levels, the possibility of the oceans drying up becomes very high. This is the complete opposite of the current trend of global warming. As we all know, global warming causes glaciers to melt, leading to sea level rise. In nature, every event and phenomenon follows a cycle. This means that the next global cooling event will come sooner or later. The land world. In 2008, NASA made an interesting simulation video, which recent researchers have updated and improved. After watching the video, we can see that even a drop of just 50 meters in sea levels would result in noticeable changes. For example, the channel between Britain and Europe would reconnect, and the Baltic Sea would separate from the ocean, forming several lakes. Japan's islands would move closer together, reducing the number of islands. New Guinea would merge with Australia. Additionally, ancient cities swallowed by the sea due to earthquakes and tsunamis, and prehistoric ruins submerged in the North Sea and the Baltic would re-emerge, revealing their full appearance. The next focal point would be when the sea level drops to minus 150 meters. If another ice age arrives, this scenario could very likely happen. Although the world map would retain its current shape, the outlines of the continents would become much blurrier. The British Isles would fully merge with Europe. The Red Sea would be enclosed by land. Japan would become a connected landmass, and you could walk to Korea. After the Bering Strait dries up, A land bridge would appear, connecting Eurasia and North America. Many new islands would appear in the ocean. And Java, Borneo, Sulawesi, and Sumatra would merge with Southeast Asia. The Indonesian archipelago would disappear. The islands floating in Canada's Arctic Circle would also vanish. Water level at -500 meters. You would see Australia suddenly expand. At around -300 meters, the Mediterranean would begin to dry up. At -500 meters, it would split into two large lakes. And an isthmus would connect Sicily and Tunisia. At the same time, Canada's Arctic islands would disappear, and Greenland would become a peninsula. Then, Japan would become an isthmus, separating the Pacific Ocean from the lake that was once the Sea of Japan. As the water drops further to -1,000 to 100 meters, Europe would merge with Greenland, by which time Greenland would already be part of North America. The Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea would form several lakes. Following these changes, there would only be 3 continents on Earth: the Americas, the merged Eurasia and Africa, and Antarctica and Australia. At -3.000 meters, a chain of islands would appear on the map, connected like a string of pearls. These are parts of the underwater mountain range, known as the mid-ocean ridge. At around -3.370 to -3.500 meters, the Pacific Ocean would be enclosed by land. By then, the Arctic Ocean would have long since disappeared. The Atlantic and Indian Oceans would break into several large seas, and would begin to dry up rapidly. By -4.000 meters, the once vast oceans would shrink into small seas, existing as separate bodies of water. At this point, all the land masses would be fully merged together. When the sea level drops to -5,000 meters, there would be almost no water left on Earth's surface. Only a few inland seas would remain, the largest of which would be a remnant of the North Pacific Ocean. But when the sea level drops another 1,000 meters, it will disappear too. We could keep watching. But from here on, there would be no more interesting changes. The only remaining water would continue to recede from the Mariana Trench. Earth would become a barren, desert-like planet, with most of its surface covered by a desolate desert plain. The ground would be littered with the bones and remnants of marine life. What were once highlands on the continents would now cast a gloomy atmosphere over the plains. How important is the existence of the ocean? It's very clear that, in the environment described earlier, life on Earth would likely be impossible. But fortunately, for now, we don't need to fear facing such a fate. Even if all the oceans evaporated, it would only be temporary, with Earth being surrounded by a cloud of water vapor like Venus for a time. After that, a large amount of rain would fall on Earth's surface, restoring it to its original water world. The only scenario that could truly cause the oceans to disappear is if Earth suddenly lost both its magnetic field and atmosphere simultaneously. On Mars, which once had abundant water, this actually happened due to some violent change, such as a large collision, which stripped away its atmosphere. When the atmospheric pressure dropped, the ocean would begin boiling, even at room temperature, forming clouds of water vapor, which would then spread into the atmosphere. However, if there were no magnetic field at that time, there would be nothing to stop the solar radiation from hitting the planet. the water vapor would immediately evaporate and disappear due to the sun's rays. No matter the form. The disappearance of the oceans would permanently change Earth's environment. Plate tectonics would stop as a result, and the geophysical and geochemical cycles that have repeated for millions of years would be disrupted. The composition of the atmosphere would change significantly, and volcanic eruptions and earthquakes would no longer occur. The planet we live on would, in a relatively short time, become like Mars, with no more tectonic activity, turning into a lifeless desert. The most terrifying part is, despite some differences in the details, what we've seen so far will actually happen in the distant future. As solar activity becomes more intense, the water in the oceans will gradually evaporate. Earth's magnetic field will also slowly weaken, and may eventually disappear completely. Earth will first become a very hot greenhouse, and after some time, the atmosphere will disappear entirely. Then, it will be scorched by the relentless light of the sun, this ancient star, leaving behind a barren sphere with no signs of life, with nowhere to escape. Though this seems far removed from our current reality and hard to believe, it is something that will actually happen about 1 billion years from now. And with that, we conclude this episode of the video. Thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode's theme. To reassure you all, we'd like to make one more clarification. The doomsday theories presented today do not pose any immediate threat to our lives. So, please live each day with peace of mind. But we also hope everyone remembers that life on Earth is very fleeting, which is why we must cherish everything. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and give us a like. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family on social media. We look forward to seeing your thoughts on this video in the comments section. Let's look forward to the next exciting video. Goodbye for now.